Welcome back to another episode of the Lavesh Show. It's finally been announced. I'm shocked at how early it's been released this year, but I'm glad that we finally get to see it. If you're wondering what I'm talking about, well, let me tell you. The sprint race venues for the 2025 Formula One season. We're going into the new season with 6 sprint race weekends, which I must say I'm really excited about. The upcoming season sees only one change to the venues that are set to host the sprint format. The Belgian Grand Prix is set to replace the Austrian Grand Prix as a sprint race for 2025, which I feel is a welcome change. The Austrian race is a rather fast paced track, which makes it extremely fun to watch, but teams need time to prepare their cars for this type of fast paced circuit. Now, with the sprint, this means that teams basically have only one shot to get things right for both the main and sprint races, which takes away the fun of having cars test their limits around the technical corners that the Red Bull Ring offers. The coming season will see the Chinese Grand Prix and the Miami Grand Prix play host to the sprint format for the second consecutive year. The Qatar Grand Prix, as well as the Austin Grand Prix, return for a third time next year to wow audiences and fill up the weekend with entertainment for spectators. 2025 will mark the fifth sprint season of the sprint format, with Brazil having hosted one for each of these years. Next season will also mark the 75th anniversary of the F1 World Championship. Over the past few years, we've seen numerous drivers take pole position in the sprint races and gather up some extra points to help push them further in the title race. That being said, though, a lot of people still do not like the sprint format as they feel that it takes away from the fun of a usual Grand Prix weekend. Well, I beg to differ. The sprint format provides extra fun to both the viewers at home and the crowd that gather at these events, while also adding a much needed opportunity for other drivers and teams to get their chance at scoring points. It also adds some extra excitement as teams don't have much pre race time to prep their cars for a particular circuit and allows for a better display of skill from each of the drivers and basically takes away some of the if you have more money, you have a better car aspect. A lot of you will probably still disagree, but the numbers sing a different tune, with audiences increasing at the venues that host the sprint race across all 3 days. In other news, this past weekend hosted the Goodwood Festival of Speed, which saw a massive announcement from Red Bull and Adrian Newey. Despite Newey leaving the team at the end of the season, he was instrumental in the design of the RB17 and no, not the F1 car, the Red Bull Hypercar. Yes, Red Bull are moving into designing their own in house hypercars, and this one does not disappoint. The car sports a V10 mid-mounted engine as well as a carbon fiber gearbox on a two-seat carbon fiber monocoque chassis. Only 50 of these cars will be produced and is set to hit a top speed of 350 km per hour. When speaking to F1.com, Newey said that in the right hands, the car is sure to deliver F1-like lap times, which says a lot. Another announcement that made headlines this week was the extension of the Haas Ferrari partnership, which will see Haas continue to be powered by Ferrari until 2028. This will therefore include the manufacture of the engine with the new regulations that take effect from 2026 as well. Haas has seen some performance improvements in recent weeks since the departure of Gunther Steiner and Ayo Komatsu taking over, and the team has also since signed Ollie Behrman to race for them from 2025 and beyond. That's it for today. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for listening to The Lavesh Show.